So dudes, I like collecting sports merch. And this time I got I'll be right back. Hey, sorry about that. So this time I have something that's kind of like that. Might be up your alley if you're into that sort of thing. Siege pennants. FanFit Gaming and myself are using Gleam to select up to 4 winners to receive 1 box each of these Rainbow Six Siege felt pennants. This is just an example using the so-called Bravo pack, this orange crate I got here. Team Ella. A lot of people on Team Ella. They've also got Operator coffee mugs for 50% off with all sorts of your favorite Siege characters, microwave, and dishwasher safe. There's a link to the giveaway and a link to the fanfitgaming.com store page for you to check out all this cool stuff. Thanks to FanFit Gaming for sponsoring this video. So dudes, in this video I'm going to be talking about map bans. I think the general consensus on map bans is that they're overall kind of toxic for the game's growth because the game is primarily centered around destruction physics, and unique maps are something that is unique to Siege that other FPS games don't really have. So I'm going to take a look at a poll that I ran for you guys on my YouTube channel in the community page, and I don't know what to do, man. Like, this is me. This is me right now. I don't know how. I thought the overwhelming consensus was that map bans have made the game stale as fuck. Like, there's more comments here talking about how it stinks than the other way around. I am gonna do a little thought experiment. Okay? Here are all the maps in ranked, as far as I know. Is Theme Park still in? I don't know. They added Favela, so I'm assuming this is still kind of up to date. I don't get to play Theme Park at all, so we're going to cross that one out. These are all the maps that I get to play in Rainbow Six Siege ranked. There's no Theme Park, no Outback, which recently got added, which most people seem to think is actually a pretty good map. Doesn't matter. No Outback, can't play Outback. Can't play Skyscraper. I really like Skyscraper. Can't play that. Got to play that in 10-man. Was fun in the 10-man. Can't play it in ranked. No Favela. I don't know if Favela is bad or not. Still. And it's been how long? 3 months? I don't know because I don't get to play it. Okay. Oh, Bank? Sometimes. Not so much. I'll put a question mark on Bank. Because it's really dependent on what people are thinking. Okay. So these are the maps that I get to play in ranked. I get to play Oregon, Boregon, Clubhouse, Chalet, Border. It's kind of it. And you know, a little bit of Coastline, a little bit of Consulate, a little bit of Cafe and Canal for Spy. Oh, and Villa. I get to play Villa. So the pool, I mean, I guess compared to like Valorant right now, it's not that much bigger, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? That's a lot of maps. Here's the thing. People want new content and they don't get to play it because everybody freaking bans it. Everybody wants to go, oh, is Siege dying, dude? Is Siege content creator? You know, they go up to them in a Twitch chat, YouTube comment section, and they're like, "Oh, is Siege dying, dude? Is Siege? What are you gonna do, bro? Is it dying? Is it dying, dude? What's the solution, dude?" There's a litany of problems, right? People will try to point out one thing and go, "This is the one. This is the one that's making it hard to sustain the game." Like cheaters is one, map bans are one, the meta is another, balancing is another. Ubisoft's priorities, Ubisoft's handling of the game. And I've echoed a lot of those sentiments at various points. But now, I think I'm kind of starting to put it together. I think it's the community. I think a lot of it, I don't think all of it is the community. But I think, like, damn, dude, I really think a lot of it is that. I think, like, Siege's greatest enemy is itself. Siege's map pool has gotten so freaking stale that CSGO has had a map recently added into its land pool, Ancient. I know that we haven't gotten a map in a long time, and that's frustrating. But the thing is, these changes that Ubisoft has been making to these maps, I'm not saying that the perfect solution to what's going on right now in terms of the content drought, but to say that there is no new content each of these patches is absolutely absurd, especially when you have maps that got taken out of the ranked pool and then get added back into the ranked pool after like a year and a half, maybe. Sometimes it's just sitting out and not getting any kind of play. Like, one of the reasons that people didn't like Outback initially was because it was stupidly defender-sided. There was like no destruction. It was basically just a bunch of funnels, and it was a CSGO map. It wasn't a Siege map. Then they made it into a Siege map. Now there's like walls that you can blow up. There's a little bit more give and take. There's a little bit more back and forth in terms of utility usage, in terms of gadget usage, in terms of destruction. They added a new material to parts of the floor that's more destructible with explosives, but not as destructible with bullets. Like, they're trying. They're trying to do new shit. And nobody wants to play it because they just want to do the same spawn peek that they've done 5 million times on Oregon. I'm not saying spawn peeking is bad. I'm not saying gunning is bad. If you've been following the channel long enough, you know that's not how I feel. I think that people are always going to take advantage. Good people with good shots are going to take advantage of the one-shot headshot mechanic in this game. Low recoil guns in this game. But that's kind of my point too, is that this meta of just learning on angles and off angles. I could play CS if I wanted that kind of gameplay. I could play Valorant if I want that kind of gameplay. But to a certain extent, Valorant kind of gets away from that because of the lower barrier of entry in terms of the utility usage in Valorant compared to CSGO. In Siege, there's a ton of utility and a ton of different ways that you can kind of unpack the game from an intuitive sort of perspective. But if you're playing freaking Oregon and Clubhouse like 5 games in a row, it just gets so freaking uninteresting. And like Skyscraper, some of the most amount of fun I had playing like Siege on comp rules was on the reworked Skyscraper. I had a ton of fun playing this map in the 10-man server that used to be a lot more active a couple years ago. I would like to come up with strats for Favela. I'd like to come up with strats for Outback. Stratting, in my opinion, is one of the more enjoyable, fun aspects of this game. Trying to figure out what went wrong, what you can do, what you can improve on. I actually like Consulate. I used to freaking hate Consulate when I started playing the game, and now it's kind of grown on me. I think there's some reworks that could be done to it to make it a little bit not as bad of a map. But I actually don't mind it, and I like the vertical elements of Consulate. It makes for a very interesting, dynamic kind of gameplay you don't find in other FPS games. But people just go, oh, it's too many windows. There's too many windows. I don't wanna. It's spawn peeking bad. People want everything at the same time in the Siege community. Like they want a map that you can't spawn peek on, but rewards gunplay, but isn't util based, but is util based. But like, dude, just try to learn the game. Why is that such a strenuous concept to you? And here's where I'm at, right? Like, oh, well, Greg, I don't want to learn the game. I don't want to learn how to do a strat on a shitty map that I don't like because I want to have fun. Okay, dude. Well, here's the thing. It's not about, nobody is giving a scientific, analytical kind of take on why a map is bad. No one has been able to actually articulate objectively in this community what makes a map good or bad. Okay? I've tried doing that before. I tried doing that talking about Outback. I remember I would get this question all the freaking time. Every time we got Outback. The original Outback stinks because there was just no destruction and it made it super defender-sided. See how I described, using terminologies and mechanics involved in terms of your gameplay experience and whether or not it's balanced one way versus another way. That's how you ascertain whether or not a map is competitive in an FPS game. You don't ascertain whether or not a map is competitive because I don't like windows. Too many windows. God damn, like the community has changed so much. Remember when Yacht got taken away? Remember when Yacht got removed from the game and people were upset even though they knew the map was kind of shit just because it was fun? Is it okay for some maps to be kind of shit and just fun? Can we just like, is that okay? Can we just, you know, play the fucking game? I don't think Siege players like Siege anymore. You know, I think they like one-shot headshot with laser beam gun, and they learn they learn the angles for Oregon, they learn the angles for Club and Border and Chalet. And they just, you know, they like clicking on heads. And that's fine to play the game that way. I'm not saying that it's bad to play the game that way, okay? Watch my other videos where I've talked about how a lot of these gun nerfs have been, in my opinion, unhealthy for the game. Okay? I'm just saying that the gunplay was a vehicle to interact with the Siege sandbox. It wasn't supposed to be the other way around. What we've kind of created here, I think, with the map ban system is that it stifles creativity. It makes sure that people don't think outside the box. And it gets people stuck in their comfort zone, and it makes, you know, it just makes the player experience very dry and stale. And look, right, like, I know that Valorant doesn't have like a shit cajillion maps. I'm sure that they're going to have some that aren't going to be in the comp pool. But if you're asking me, man, get on top of the anti-cheat situation whenever you can. When you get the anti-cheat situation figured out, and the population of the game gets back to a healthier level, just add like a CSGO like map selection system. That's what I do when I play CSGO. I play CSGO like I don't want to play freaking Ancient. I don't want to play a bunch of maps that I don't know. I'm the same way when I casually play Seed or casually play CSGO. Okay, I want Mirage, Inferno, and Dust 2. So let people play Oregon and Clubhouse forever if they want to, but don't subject everybody else to that. We're getting on year 7 here, guys. I'm bored. I'm going crazy, okay? I can only do an attic clear on Oregon so many freaking times. Okay? And then I try to do a freezer take just to switch things up a little bit, and then nobody wants to do it because I'm playing with like 2 randoms that won't come with me, and they have the diffuser and they're on Maverick. You know, like it's craziness. It's craziness. Like, Outback, it was a dog shit map, and now it's good. It was bad, and now it's good, and nobody wants to experience it. Why? Why not? Yubi can't even fix that. I know that this isn't a super positive video. I'm so irritated with like, I really feel like Ubisoft, there's some things I wish Ubisoft would do on their own accord, but there's a lot of stuff I think the community does too that doesn't make it easier for Ubisoft. You know, it's just like, fuck, man, come on. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and check out that giveaway for the pennants, like I said at the beginning of the video, in the description. Deuces.